gave me away. I could have knocked off the evening, but I lonely landed.
The way that Joe and I met, we were at church, and I had gone out with his buddy, Matt Drake.
And she knew Matt Drake, who was sitting next to me, and I guess they had gone on a date or something, but she was all alone, and Matt was saying hey, so she decided to come sit down next to us, but she sat down next to me. And you know, I thought she was cute, but seemed a little quiet, a little shy.
We started talking, and it kind of went from there, but he had his crazy long hair, and he was crazy.
I had just come back from living out west, kind of being a little bit of crazy for the last couple of years, and I just moved back into town. And
he invited me to hang out with him a few times, and I turned him down for like 3 weeks before I actually went out with him.
You know, but I kept texting her even though she would blow me off and making it sound like it wasn't a big deal. And you know, I'd always say something to make her like snap back at me, kind of provoke her a little bit more. And,
well, yeah, he would call and say, hey, we're going out with our friends. Do you want to come? And I would tell him no. I had an excuse that that I had to work the next day. Yeah, that I was too tired to hang out with him and stuff, which I was because I was working overtime in my job, but
really she just kept blowing me off, and then the singles New Year's Eve party was coming up, and that was the first legitimate chance where I think she knew she could hang out with me and not really get away with saying she was tired from work or she was, you know, just going to bed or whatever. And so, you know, we hung out a lot that night, and you know, I was kind of bummed because it wasn't really an official date, but it was one of those things like we definitely expected to see each other there and hang out. And we went to like Waffle House afterwards and everything. We went back over to the Tanners, and New Year's Eve comes and goes, and I don't see her anymore. She's kind of just off the radar, and I was actually kind of bummed because, you know, I really wanted my kiss, so I just kept looking for her. I would send her texts, I wouldn't get any response back. So I was like, wow, she totally bailed. She went somewhere, I don't know. Next time we went out on our official date, it was after New Year's, and just a day or two after. And
he finally got me to go out with him, and by the time I went out with him, he showed up on my doorstep and his hair was gone. I opened the door, I didn't even recognize him. I could hardly recognize him.
Kind of do my year the Samson, where I'd shave my head and then let it grow out the whole year, and come the next year I'd shave it again.
He pretty much fixed it. His little brother fixed it for him, so it was completely gone. He was bald.
Bald. Not a shred of hair on my head, and she opens the door, her jaw just drops. I mean, she didn't know what to say. She was actually kind of laughing at me.
And then we went on our first date, and we went to the movie theater, and then we went to Taco Bell because we were poor.
I should have known it was trouble because, you know, we were sitting in the parking lot after we finished eating, and I mean, we stayed there till late at night, but you know, we're sitting there, and all of a sudden there's a knock on my window, and I roll it down, and it's a lady officer just looking at me, and then seeing Katie in the car, and all of a sudden getting really worried.
We're sitting in the front seat talking, and they asked me, they said, "Are you okay?" And of course I'm like, yeah, I'm fine.
So we eventually convinced her that, you know, we're fine, we're just on a date, and we're going to be heading home soon. Roll up the window, and we keep talking. Well, maybe half an hour goes by, 40 minutes. There's another knock on Katie's window, and it's another female officer just asking to make sure that she's okay and that, you know, nothing's happening or anything like that. And I should have known then. I should have known then it was trouble from day one.
deciding whether or not to steal. He opens a window just to feel the chill. He hears that outside a small boy just started to cry, 'cause it's his turn, but his brother won't let him try.
Yeah, that was, it's funny because it was the dumbest thing ever. I mean, you know, I was living at home, she was living with her adopted family, and, you know, everybody was in bed already, and we didn't feel like going and disturbing or waking anybody up, and she had brought me back to the park because that's where my car was parked for the day, and so we just ended up staying up talking, and just like with the Taco Bell situation, we just ended up talking way longer and way later than we ever expected to, because you don't even realize, you know, how fast it's going.
And right as we were leaving and saying goodbye, that's when the cops showed up.
There's an officer who decides to, arrest us for being in the park because it's closed after dark.
The guy was pretty much a douche. I mean, he was awful.
I'm sure that, you know, after that whole ordeal in jail, I was like, if she's still with me, then, you know, I might have to keep this girl. So, as terrible as that situation was, at the same time, it was really good eye-opener as far as, you know, I mean, I made her go to jail, so, I mean, if she's still hanging out with me, then it must be a good thing.
At a concert, you were wearing Converse. I'm not good at playing it cool. You said I was funny, I spent all my money, then your friend get thrown in the pool. When we said goodbye, know that I can't lie.
What do I love about him? Well, to be honest, I mean, I love his crazy personality, just because it does make you question at first. But, I mean, he's so adventurous. He always wants to go do stuff and try new things, which is good for me, so. And then he's really, really sweet. Like, he really has a good heart. On the outside, he's something else, but on the inside, he's very, he just does so much for me to help me, so. And he's always been a really good support, so. I don't know. He's fun.
What I love about her is she's so accepting. She's very, you know, she may not perfectly understand where you're coming from or what you've been through or anything like that, but she has a really strong sense of empathy and really trying to understand the other person's point of view. And I know for me personally, I need that. I need that a lot in my life. I got two that time. Did I get it? Yeah. Okay. Can you see my nose hairs at all? We're good? You're recording this, aren't you?
And, so anyways. Boom! That's what happened. I wasn't sure what to do with Joe after that.